So a little over a week ago, I posted a video saying that I was throwing a solo picnic for myself, and if you would like to join me, it's bring your own everything. And not only did y'all join me and bring your own everything, but it also got over 1 million views on TikTok and Instagram. And I got told happy birthday by SZA, and King Louis posted me on his story for my birthday, which if you from Chicago, you know that's crazy. So what I brought was, like I said, a blanket for myself. I brought two because I lied. I brought some snacks for myself, some drinks for myself. I brought like chalk and bubbles and things like that. What y'all brought was a DJ, 4 birthday cakes, several people, countless plants, a basketball, pickles, like I said I didn't have, multiple basketballs actually, your own stuff to play tennis, your own stuff to play horseshoe. I'm talking about people flew in from Detroit, flew in from Denver. Somebody drove 5 hours up from Iowa. There was a dude that was from Vancouver. He was one of the first people to pull up. Some girls drove up from DeKalb, like Peter Cottontail, who I have the pleasure of calling a friend, but is also a phenomenal DJ, came, set up, and started DJing. Like, we had everything. I thought it was just gonna be like me and then just a couple of like, you know, the people that I know personally and then maybe a few of y'all. But the park was filled with absolute strangers. 90% of the people that were there were people I'd never met before in my life. And y'all were absolutely the best. You would have looked around and thought that everybody knew each other, the way that people were communing, sharing blankets, sharing foods. Like, it was literally like, wow, how beautiful can the world actually be when people come to a place with the intention of being friendly, of being kind, and knowing they're going to be around strangers, but making the decision to like get to know the people around them. So many of y'all came out of your comfort zone, stepped outside of your bubble to make sure that I felt celebrated on my birthday. Me, an absolute stranger. Like, so many introverts are like, hey, you know, I don't really like do this much, but I just want to come out and support you and show you love. That means the world to me because can't nobody get me to do nothing I don't want to do. Y'all can even get me to bring my own pickles. Not to mention there were so many people there whose birthday it was or whose birthday just passed or were coming up. And I don't know, I'm just honored that I could share and create that space for y'all. So many people were also just like, I would come to another thing like this, or you should do another one in the summer. And I'll think about it. But I think the more important thing is that it's kind of hard to make friends in your adulthood, especially if you're shy or if you're like me and you're neurodiverse in any way. Sometimes it's kind of hard to put yourself out there. And I think a lot of people found comfort in coming into a space where everybody was on the same page about what was happening and just had the same energy, had the same celebratory mindset, had the same open mindset. We need more spaces like that, you know, especially in Chicago where people can be very cliquey. My friends were very stressed because they're like, Naira just invited a ton of strangers to the park, told them exactly where she's gonna be at. But I don't know, for some reason I just had so much peace. I didn't think anything bad was gonna happen to me. And not only did nothing bad happen, but like so much good happened. And yeah, thank y'all. Also, I want to say that it rained everywhere else in the city except for where we were at for the duration of the picnic. So many people came and said, oh, I assumed that y'all had packed up because it's raining. It was raining where I was at. But then when I hopped on the live, I saw that y'all were still outside. When I tell y'all, like, God held the rain. The Bible says Elijah was a human just like me and you. And for 3 years, his prayers kept the rain from falling. When I tell y'all, God held the rain, like, I looked in the distance and I saw rain pouring in the distance and it had not reached us. It didn't start raining for real until we had basically completely cleared out the park. It was nuts. So after the year that I had, 27 absolutely kicked my butt. I was so depressed. To have 28 brought in with not only God showing me how much he cares about me, but then giving me the space to celebrate that with y'all, I just feel so loved. I just feel so loved.